Welcome back in the pursuit of wealth, Canopy growth traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. Today is Tuesday, October 14th. Hope you're well and hope you had a great long weekend. In this video, we're going to take a look at Canopy growth. There was some news I've been saying for a while now that we should find out soon whether or not the reverse split, the second one, was going to be approved or not. And it was approved here today. They're not officially going through with it yet, but I'll go over the details here, and then we'll take a look at the CGC chart toward the end as well. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the price action, what to expect in terms of that, and the technicals in the days, weeks, months ahead. But before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own a tiny bit of Canopy growth in my portfolio. It's not a huge position by any means, but somewhere around 3 or 4% of my entire MJ portfolio. And with that being said, I'm definitely due for a portfolio update. So I've been kind of holding off a little bit. I'm still waiting on a lot of my crypto rotation, where I'm going to rotate majority of my crypto profits into more beaten down MJ. You know, I'm looking to sell probably 80 to 90% of my crypto holdings. And then of those 80 to 90% of the profits, I'll probably take 10 or 20% of those profits and rotate them into more beaten down MJ. And follow us over on X as well. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as one of my platforms of choice going forward. So this was the article directly from Canopy Growth dated today, October 14th. Canopy Growth announces results of their AGM and special meeting of shareholders. So all the matters that were put forward for consideration and approval as set out in the company's definitive proxy statement dated August 7, 2025, were approved by the requisite number of votes cast at the meeting. And you can see here the nominees. If we scroll down here to the second paragraph, in addition, Canopy Growth shareholders approved the amendment to the articles of the company to, among other things, consolidate the company's issued and outstanding common shares and exchangeable shares. The share consolidation will only be implemented, if at all, upon a determination by the board that it is in the best interest of the company and its shareholders. If the board does not implement the share consolidation within 12 months of the date of the meeting, the authority granted will lapse and be of no further force of effect. So essentially, they have 12 months to enact it, and it's up to the discretion of the board. And then they might not do it as well, but they have 12 months to do it without getting any further approval from shareholders. So if they don't do it within the next 12 months, they'd have to do another proposal and get approval for it. But I've been saying for a while now that it's probably going to happen, and it's not because they're doing themselves any favors. If you're announcing the share consolidation as the share price is hovering just above $1, I question the motive and the logic behind that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. A lot of people keep asking me if I think that they're going to implement a second reverse split. I would say that it's probably on the side of they will. I would say probably a 60-70% chance that they end up doing it. But who knows? We could get an announcement with regards to rescheduling. If we get an executive order and we get rescheduling basically moved along, then if that ends up being the case, then we could easily see 100-200% move on some of these names in a very short period of time. Like we're talking in a matter of days, right? So, and it's going to be the timing is going to be very important here over the next couple of weeks. But we can take a look at the chart and see what to expect. And in terms of the hourly time frame, we do have an hourly bear flag that confirmed. We didn't see much follow through yet, but we have our high, our low, and anything under the 0.32 fib there is just a weak bounce, and then we just take our measured move it out there. So anything under 148 is a potential bear flag. And then, like I said, if we lose that support there at 131, that's going to give us the follow through, and we're looking at a move down to around a 111. And one thing we haven't done yet is we haven't printed hourly oversold in a very, very long time. The last time we really printed hourly oversold was way back in the end of July. So we'll see if that ends up being the case, but we do have a little bit of bullish RSI divergence here, hidden bullish RSI divergence here on the hourly time frame with lower highs and lower lows on the price action, but higher lows and higher highs on the RSI. But if we do fail to, like I said, get above that 148 level and come down and lose key support there at 131, 111 would be in the cards. And at that point, you've got the FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt returning. Are we going to see a reverse split? And if we get closer to $1, if we lose $1, that increases the odds that the board's actually going to go through with this, right? So best interest of the company and shareholders. We'll see what they come up with. But yeah, it's not like CGC's the first. Aurora's already done 2 reverse splits. Share consolidation just means reverse split. And Canopy looking to do its second one. And a lot of other names in the space have done reverse splits as well, including OGI. You've got High Tide. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, this would be the second one for CGC. And if we zoom out here to the monthly time frame, you can see the first one was back on December 20th, 2023, and they did a 1 for 10. So we'll see what happens, but I'd be leaning on the side of them going through with the reverse split. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. Always love hearing from you. And yeah, we had record monthly volume there in the month of August, and generally that's a great sign as you're looking toward a longer term bottom. But like I said, if we do see some big spike up in the share price, I would say it's more than likely going to be related to, like I said, a sector-wide catalyst, and that would more than likely be rescheduling through an executive order. If we take a look at CGC here on the weekly time frame, we're close. Yeah, we're losing the 10-week moving average, not a great sign, and the MACD's close to flipping bearish as well. So yeah, it's not looking too hot at the moment. We're still below all of our weekly moving averages. And if you take a look at some of our other names in the space, like for example VFF, it's well above its 200 weekly moving average, and you can see that CGC is still well below all of its weekly moving averages. So in terms of in relation to its peers, CGC has been extremely weak. And if you take a look at the daily time frame, there's actually a golden cross that's lining up. So we're pretty much right below all of our daily moving averages, but the fact that we're close to seeing a 50 and the 200-day moving average cross bullish, it's more than likely going to be over the next couple of weeks that occurs. And generally what happens is the price sells off in anticipation of that, right? Usually in anticipation of that, you usually see the price break out, and then as it occurs, because it's a lagging indicator, it tracks the price, you usually see a correction and then you go again. And that happened with VFF, where we were gearing up for a golden cross. The price momentum was gaining to the upside. Then we had the golden cross, we had a sell-off, held it as support, and then we went again. And you can see we've had tons of upside really since then, going from $1 all the way up to almost $4. So if we do something similar on CGC, like I said, we could get the golden cross to occur over the next couple of weeks, and then over the next maybe there's some speculation that we could get a rescheduling announcement at some point around Veterans Day, which is about a month away. So that logic kind of makes sense to me, that we get an announcement at some point over the next couple of weeks. But at this point, nobody knows. Nobody has a crystal ball. It's just every day that we wake up, every week every new week that we start, it just increases the odds that we're more than likely going to see some sort of an announcement. And with all of the carrots that they've been dangling in front of us, right? They just been teasing us, and a video of the endocannabinoid system and how how good CBD is, especially in older folks, right? I think we can pretty much assume that there's going to be some sort of reform coming at some point soon. It's just nobody knows when, and nobody knows for sure, and that's what's hanging in limbo at the moment. And as we know, the markets don't like uncertainty, but at this point, I've been saying for a while now as well, if we don't get any news, no news is essentially bad news, because we're probably just going to continue to fade, and we're more than likely going to see just this overhang from the share consolidation. If they end up reverse splitting, then it's probably going to weigh on the price again, right? So and the rest of the sector. So the best case scenario that we can hope for at this point is we get some sort of rescheduling announcement, executive order over the next few weeks, and we avoid this reverse split altogether. So they would still have to lose $1, trade below $1 for 30 consecutive days. So I think they're in good shape. It's just, the longer that this goes on without any kind of rescheduling announcement, and the closer that we get back down to $1, that increases the odds that they're going to enact that reverse split, right? So let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll catch you on the next one.